From slaves to a proper cheerleading club to family reunions, there are lots you can do with the club feature from Get Together. As I said, there are many ways to utilize the clubs feature from Sims 4 Get Together. In fact, here are 10 of them. To start off with, I wanted to highlight a classic, a staple really, and it's the painting club. Now, it might sound creepy, but it's actually a fantastic way to earn some extra simoleons as you hang out and do your average day-to-day tasks. You might have heard of this type of club, and it might have been called the sweatshop, the slaves, the painting club, hidden in my basement making money club, and that's because it really depends on your money-making method and what you feel comfortable calling it. The two methods I recommend using would be to set up the club for gardening a huge garden. Just make sure you harvest before the club comes over, or else they're going to harvest for you and take your money. The other method would be the classic painting club. In this club, it's all about painting. Once a club member is finished with their painting, then you go up and you sell it and earn the cash. And you can be nominated for some prizes if you have Get Famous through other people's paintings. Who knew it was that easy to get famous? As the club increases their painting skills and gardening skills and the quality of the plants increase, your Sims will earn more money. Alright, so you have a vampire and you want a quick way for them to feed. Easy! Just create a club with this sole purpose. You could have it so some of the club activities are like be friendly and some basic care ones, so that the Sims are never really upset at your vampire for taking advantage of them. But beware, they will be upset, especially if you compel for a deep drink, but it is what it is. Do you like having large families, but you never seem to have them all in one place at one time? Or maybe they don't even know each other. I guess it's time to host a family reunion then. The only downfall in the club system is that you can only have a certain number of Sims in a club. You can't include a ton of them. And my families tend to get kinda big if I go for the big family route. You might have to have multiple reunion groups and get them together at the same time. Whenever I do this, I tend to separate them into generations or ages. The older Sims have a group, and then the teens, and then the children. I tend to have multiple reunion groups, but your family might not be that big. It really depends on your situation. I set the club activities as just be friendly or do funny activities, homework, basic homemaking activities, and other things like that. Nothing too wild. I want the vibe to be chill, friendly, and good for everyone. This is a great way to keep large families connected and stay friends with each other. Talking about hanging out, you know you could have it set up for your Sims to make friends with others who are their age. When I do play as a family, I find that my teen Sims never really have friends their own age. Ever? Actually, they end up not having friends. At all. Although, I guess that's just because they're not my main focus or my main Sim. Anywho, if you're like me and you neglect your teenagers, you could just set up a club so that they can make friends. Make a requirement so the club members have to be teenagers to get into the club, and select the activities you want them to do. Like maybe you want them to be friendly or funny or get their homework done or gain skills in a particular area. You could do this with any age range. It doesn't need to just be for teenagers. You could have a Scouts club for children or a knitting club for your elders. Although, I think I'd want to join that knitting club and I'm not an elder, so maybe you could have a retirement club instead. Do you have any of the packs that include some sort of sport? Perhaps the bowling night pack? Do you actually actively use the sports in any of the packs? I know that none of them are actually the sports, just some weird interaction with something sports related. Like, you can toss this football, or shoot some hoops, or kick around this ball. Even though it's not really kicking, it's more like bouncing off your leg. But you can't actually play football, basketball, or soccer. Either way, you could set up a sports club focused on particular sports activities. This is the perfect way to establish your Sims as a sports fan or a sporty Sim as you increase their fitness skills and make friends. It might be a good way to give your game a wee bit of realism since kids, teenagers, and adults tend to play sports after school or work. That's a thing in real life. Why not incorporate that into your game? I don't do that though. I used to, but nowadays I just spend all the time finding new ways to hate. I mean explore one particular simulation game. And I play Warzone. I have no other hobbies. Just kidding. Sure, you could hire a maid if you want to, or even a butler. But why waste your hard-earned simoleons when a club is free? Plus, you can get your club to come over at any time of the day or night. I'm not kidding with this one. You could have a free cleaning service at any time if you do this. This is such a fantastic way to utilize the club feature. I always hire a maid or a butler for my households because I'm lazy. But sometimes I find those services annoying and the butlers don't work that well. However, if you're using a club, then you're pretty much set. You get to set their start time and their end time, what they do. Like if you want them to clean and repair, you can do that. And it's absolutely for free. I've talked about this one before in a short. Nonetheless, it's still worth noting in this video. If you want your sim to meet a celebrity, maybe a relative or a new in-law, or simply their future best friend or partner, then you might find it hard to actually introduce your sim to them. I've had instances where the celebrity's nieces and nephews couldn't introduce themselves to their new uncle. No matter how many times I went into his household and talked to them and then switched back, it didn't work. It can get very frustrating. That's why I highly recommend setting up a group specifically for meeting celebrities. This way you don't have to attempt to introduce yourself. Once you have a club meeting, you'll just already know them and your relationship will be slightly higher. Meet your next baby daddy or love interest using clubs. Yep, it's pretty weird to think about having a club full of potential love interests and future baby daddies. Once you get over that weird aspect, then you'll see a world of possibility. This is great if you just don't have the time to set up and choose who will be your next person in a 100 baby challenge or for your Black Widow challenge. Plus, that person will never say no to coming over, since club members almost always come when a meeting is called. Moreover, you can control how long they stay over. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you got kids but no time to properly raise them? Maybe you're not interested in that aspect of the game, yet you still want well-mannered and skilled children. All you gotta do is set up a club to raise your kids. Just plop them into a club for all the activities you want them to get good at and call it a day. Parenting has never been this easy. Our last club idea is a simple one. It's all about giving your Sims a skill boost. Maybe they need this skill for their job, or maybe because you want them to have it. Either way, you could create a club with the sole purpose of increasing their skill level. It's nice that this could apply to any Sims you want to get this skill boost. It doesn't just have to be your main Sim or the ones in your household. It could be their friends, extended family, and co-workers as well. A situation where you might want to use a skill boost club would be before a vacation to the jungle. You could get their fitness, charisma, fishing, handiness, and logic skills up before they even go on their trip. That way, it's an easier time in the jungle. Another situation to give a mass skill boost would be for the Sims you plan on taking to fight Mother in Strangerville. Think about that. Then nobody would die, nothing bad would happen, it would all go smoothly. Now, I'm not one for leaving my house a lot, in-game as well, so I tend to use clubs on my active lot. This doesn't have to be the case. Of course, that would be the easiest way to do things, and if you want a free cleaning or repair club, then it would have to be based on your active lot. Nevertheless, you could build particular community lots for these clubs. A skill boost club could run out of a library or a community center. A sports-centered or teen-focused club could run out of the high school. Maybe your family reunion clubs meet at the local park or a restaurant. That would be pretty cute, I think. Especially if it's a family-owned and operated restaurant. I like that idea. There are definitely tons of location possibilities for all the various clubs to meet at. It just depends on what you got in your game and what you're willing to build. If you have an idea for a club or a club meeting location, let me know what it is in the comments section. Thank you for watching. Stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. Bye!